Hey guys, how's it going? It's Andy Epix here, and today we're out on the launch pad with the Epix Heavy launcher from the Realistic Design Bureau. It may look like a Titan, but it is not. As we ignite the main engine, I need to get the volume back on there for KSP. Standing by for booster ignition. Hypergolic fuels in the first stage burning nominally, and solid booster ignition and liftoff of the Epix Heavy, carrying communications satellite 3 into low Earth orbit and then geostationary transfer. The Epix Heavy is powered by two UA-1205 SRMs and a single LR-87 dual chamber main engine. Boosters evidently are causing some roll. So let's go into the vehicle assembly building. There are two configurations of the Epix launcher. There's the Epix Light configuration, designed for low Earth orbit missions. And then there's the Epix Heavy, designed for geostationary transfer orbit missions. The Epix Heavy has two big solid rocket motors, whereas the Epix 1 Heavy just has the LR-87 stage. Just trying to get things to work the way I want, because they really don't want to. Oh boy. The first stage burns longer than the boosters on this launcher. You know what? Let's just load up the other Epix 1 Heavy with sod this. This is the Epix Heavy again. I don't understand why it doesn't want to rotate. Oh well. We'll just get a new, bigger booster. Okay, maybe not. Alright. Flip. Okay, maybe I can't flip the boosters around. Not using those. Here we are. It's gonna use the Ariane 5 solids. Which are small, but powerful. Powerful enough to lift the rocket off the pad and into the flight that it needs to be on. Just looking around the VAB, you can see all the parts I have installed. As we prepare for launch, I decide I'm not going to use boosters at all, or at least not those boosters. I'm going to go back to Titan configuration boosters. Those are better, more decently sized. Booster engines. Attaching the launch clamps to the side of the booster. Those are as long as the stage, so that should burn out for faster than the stage. As I prepare for nose cones to be attached to the as I am attaching nose cones. Inside of here is the communication satellite, which this Epix Heavy is deploying. I've launched 2 communication satellites already. This will be the 3rd and possibly final one. It will go into a 350-kilometer orbit. And then deploy from there into a geostationary transfer orbit, or GTO. I will take payload requests from people. If you leave your payload requests in the comments section. I am going to start a space station soon as we prepare for launch. L-5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ignition, full thrust, autopilot, and lift. Launch commit, and lift off of the Epix Heavy with communication satellite 3 on a mission to bring enhanced communications to space, in deep space. The thing you can see on screen is the flight recorder telemetry system. Where I can track all my flight data. We are plus 16. Plus 20 seconds. Altitude 2 kilometers. Gravity turn is in work. The 2 solid boosters are burning P-band at a nominal rate of 2 tons of fuel per second, a thrust of 5,000 kilograms, and kilonewtons and decreasing. Downrange 100 meters. Epix Heavy is proceeding on a nominal flight. The Epix Heavy has a nominal flight altitude so far, 5 kilometers, and continuing to fly. Mass is on a steady decline. That will drop substantially once the boosters have separated from the launch vehicle. As we continue to climb. Checking engine. Aerodynamic pressure. Peaked and is decreasing. Thrust to weight ratio 2.6. Thrust 11,000 kilonewtons. This is a powerful rocket. The 2 solid rocket boosters are currently providing most of the thrust necessary to get off the pad and out of the ground and out of the atmosphere. Aerodynamic pressure peaked and is declining. Downrange 2 kilometers. Velocity 6 kilometers, 690 meters per second. And increasing. Acceleration and surface speed are nominal. Mass decrease is nominal. Pitch is nominal. The acceleration curve is continuing to curve up. Performing as expected. Spacecraft is 1 kilometer per second, downrange 7 kilometers, and increasing. Velocity 1.1 kilometers per second. Re-rolling. Spacecraft is back into the roll maneuver. mass is continuing on a steady decrease, approaching the end of solid booster flight. The solid booster will burn out shortly. Approaching SRM burnout. Thrust is 3,000 kilonewtons in the boosters, and thrust in the main engine is 2,000 kilonewtons. We still have a thrust of 10,000 kilonewtons and dropping. Acceleration is dropping off as the boosters are beginning their burn down sequence at 79 kilometers. Standing by for booster jettison. And we have booster jettison. Separation on the two solid rocket motors is confirmed. Now operating on just the core stage. Down below half fuel on the core. Apoapsis of 200 kilometers. Apoapsis of 249 kilometers and increasing. Velocity is 2.4 kilometers per second. Initiating roll maneuver. Roll maneuver is complete. Engines pointing along the horizon. The orange hypergolic plume is visible. Aerozine and NTO. Vehicle has escaped the atmosphere. Majority of propulsion now, all the propulsion now coming from the core stage as we separate the payload fairing. Payload fairing has jettisoned. And exposed now is the satellite with its long-range dish. As we approach peak G-forces on the first stage flight. Targeting sequence is starting. Targeting communication satellite 1 and deploying the antenna. Pitch up, and we're in a flip. Separation. RCS is enabled. And that ends the tracking data and telemetry systems as we prepare to engage the RL-10. The RL-10 is set. Spacecraft is beginning to point at the node as we begin the coast to apoapsis. Ullage is firing. We have an ullage, I think. We have ullage of the RL-10, standing by for engine power up. RL-10 has ignition on the RL-10, and we have the start of the circularization burn confirmed. Deployment of the solar panels is confirmed. Initiating deployment of communications arrays. All communications arrays are now deployed. Velocity is building up in the RL-10 stage. thrust is at 106 kilonewtons as we continue building up thrust and velocity towards orbit. The beautiful star-shaped pattern, or at least it was star-shaped. Spacecraft is at 4 kilometers per second. This has been Andy Epix for the Realistic Design Bureau.